Time for a life update. I've never done one of these before, actually. I usually chat about things that are going on in my life on stream all the time, but the personal things that I have to talk about here kind of affect the whole channel, and I thought I'd rather get them all into one place, one video, rather than repeat them buried in streams over and over again. I guess I should start with what you might already know, which is that I put out a new course. My Design Fundamentals course finally came out, and damn, that feels good, because making that has been a huge part of my life for like 2 years now. I've actually wanted to make a design course for longer than that, probably since about 2019 or 2020. It's been a kind of white whale of mine, and I've dabbled with writing many versions of it over the years. So it's amazing to finally check that box, to close that loop. And it of course also feels good to have a little bit of time back to draw for other projects. That reminds me, the course is on a special launch sale. It's $50 off, and lots of people on stream have been asking me when the sale actually ends, and I didn't have an answer. I was having a little trouble deciding there, but I picked now. It's going to end on the day that my firstborn child arrives, which the village wise women tell me will be on July 31st. But it could be any day, really. It could be the 28th, could be tomorrow, and I'm not kidding. When my wife's water breaks, the first thing I'm doing is ending the sale. Do you think that's insensitive or fucked up? You know what's really fucked up? It was my wife's idea. So if you want it, you're gonna wanna act fast. I have to be very clear here. I'm not kidding. That's actually my plan. Sale ends when my kid is born. The sale celebrates the birth of the course. So if a more important birth happens, the sale must end. It's all written in the stars and stuff like that. So yeah, my wife's been pregnant. We found out in November, and it's all been very exciting, of course. Here's a pencil drawing that I did of one of my kids' sonograms. First portrait. Cool, right? I know sonograms are very abstract though. You can't really tell what he looks like, but I have no solution for that. So here's a picture of Fanny in a onesie. I'm very excited to be a dad, of course. I think creating a consciousness is a very interesting thing, philosophically. I have lots of musings and half-baked thoughts about it that I've never brought up on the channel because I wasn't a parent, so it didn't really feel like it was coming from somewhere informed. But I think that there's going to be a lot of discussion about things like that and how they intersect with the art life coming up. I have wondered for a long time, long before even starting on the path to parenthood, I've wondered, is making another consciousness the only actual event? Everything else is contingent on concepts, culture, language, scale, viewpoint, but not experience. Things are either being experienced or they aren't. Are you aware that you're experiencing? That's different. That's another meta level. But the base experience itself, the fact that there is something it is like to be you or a baby or anything else, is totally foundational. It seems to precede all notions and concepts and facts. So, is the inception of a nexus of experience the only actual event, the only thing in itself that ever occurs in the universe? I'm not high. But this has also been a challenging time. Obviously, my wife is dealing with all of the normal physical pains and mental anguishes that come with pregnancy, but we also got sideswiped by a few things. First, we found out we had to move in the middle of it. We loved our apartment. We thought it would be perfect for having a kid, but my landlord decided to sell the building and our lease was up, so we had to go. We had some time, we didn't have to go until they sold, but we did have to go. That hurt. My wife took it very hard. The whole nesting thing. She had found the perfect little nest. We had space there. Space is so rare in New York. And damn, I had just set up the studio. So nice. That took forever, longer than you'd think. We put a lot of effort into it because it was for the design course. I wanted things to look great for that. And I wanted to keep that setup for a long time and use it for YouTube videos once the design course was done. Damn shame to lose it. Damn shame. But I did manage to finish the design course in it. I was recording the final videos for the course while the rest of the apartment was already in boxes. We hunted around a lot, rather unsuccessfully. The New York apartment market is ass right now. We kept putting the move off, putting it off, knowing that it was risky, but we were hoping that something good as our current place, would pop up. And then, with my wife 7 months pregnant and our move out looming, we suffered a big loss in the family. My mother-in-law passed away very suddenly. She had been sick with ALS, so we had been processing that for about 2 years as a family, but still we all thought that we had more time. It caught all of us very much off guard. I'll spare you the details there. Anyone who has lost someone in such painful circumstances can imagine how hard it was on the family and especially on my wife, given how close she was to giving birth, how close my mother-in-law was to meeting her first grandchild. It sucks, and we're still living in the consequences of it. It's a little too meaning-making for my taste, but it's remarkable how life hits you with these stark contrasts. You tragically lose someone, and you're going to happily gain someone. I heard that sentiment a lot around that time. It does wear a little thin after a while, but I can't deny that it's a bit remarkable. With the family feeling very vulnerable, fractured, and with us needing to move anyway, in the end we decided to move in with my father-in-law to keep the family close, to keep him company, keep him close to his grandson, and hopefully get some help in those early baby days. Moving was nuts. There was a lot going on, and we went from choosing to move to moved in 2 weeks flat. Many thanks to Joey and Omar on that one. Where we'll wind up in the long run is anyone's guess at this point, but for now, we're here. This is a very nice place to be living. I think my boy will be happy here. There are trees here. It would be nice to stay long enough that he can run around and enjoy the backyard and some trees. This is very different from the concrete deserts that I usually live in. This is the guest bedroom that my wife and I used to stay in when visiting. We took it over, and now it's our office. That's why streams have been happening at night all of a sudden. My wife has her desk right next to me over there, and she's working during the day, so I can't be over here screaming about anime while she's on calls. By the time this comes out, she should be on her leave, on her family leave, so there should be more flexibility to get back to some daytime streams. And I suppose that's the gist of it. New course out, new place, birth and grief, all at once. All this has been happening within an intense period of just about 2 months. It's been a very chaotic time. I feel like I've only just now started to catch my breath, and I should be able to take it easy now, I think. I hear parents with newborns have plenty of time to relax and rest, so yep. Well, whatever I lose in sleep will be more than made up for in the real stuff of life, in existential joy. And I'm also excited to see the degree of focus and seriousness that comes from upping the stakes on life like this. In this time, I've been very happy to have art in my life. Getting back to sketching and drawing has been wonderful, of course, and I'm very glad that it's such a big part of my life. Through all of this difficulty, it was always nice to sneak in a little sketch somewhere in the day and get that dose of peace. And to have thoughts of art flitting in and out of the mind, it's a great thing. It elevates the mind in times of drudgery and sadness. Well, I'll leave it there. I hope that you've all been well. I hope that all of your projects have been going smoothly. I hope that your life has not been too turbulent. But when it is, art will be there for you. Watch out for a bunch of new videos from me very soon. I have a lot of things that I want to talk about. And happy drawing, everyone, as always.